All right, go live. I am live. So, welcome to Saturday. I've been making notes this week about little things that happen, and so I have got so much that's gone on this week, but I'm still going to try and keep it really simple. So, I had a thought when I was at the gym this morning about the feedback loop. So, what I mean by that is how we get into a particular way of thinking, and that becomes our default, and that can be really hard to break. So that also talks about the comment I mentioned about practice. So how I look at it now, and this has been a process over a number of years of trying to do this, is trying to identify the feedback loop that I'm in, recognise it, and then practice changing something to snap me out of that feedback loop. Gee, that's a lot. That means like a whole lot of nothing, just a sentence of words that don't really relate to anything. So I've got some examples. When I was struggling with food and what to eat and when to eat and all that sort of stuff, and you know how you get into just that obsession, and you I don't know about you. Okay, so I tried intermittent fasting. This is a good example. Try intermittent fasting, and that means that you sort of start eating maybe 10 o'clock and finish by about 6 o'clock at night, whatever your window of eating is. And in doing that, you have your days where you manage to work really well at that, and you have your days where you aren't any good. And so with my all or nothing thinking, I'm either on a diet or I'm off a diet, and I'm either good or I'm bad. So there's a morality that comes into it, which doesn't belong in a healthy food relationship, because it isn't good or bad. It's just food. It doesn't have its own moral code. Just, like we've assigned good foods, bad foods and things. It's just food. So, and I'm neither good nor bad if I'm eating this or I'm eating that. So kind of separating that. Gosh, yeah, there's a lot going on in my brain. So I'm going to try and download some of it, but invariably I'll A, waffle, and B, give you far too much content. So we'll just do our best. That's all we can do. It's Saturday. I've been to the gym, which is amazing. I don't normally go on Saturdays. So I'm a bit kind of endorphins, or as I call them. Back to the topic. So working on the intermittent fasting rule, because I enjoyed that way of eating, and that was good for me. It fits in with my lifestyle. And so I would try to stop the feedback loop of I've blown it, oh well, I'm no good, I might as well just forget it, to accepting that it's 8 o'clock, I couldn't help myself, I just wanted to fill in the gap. And then saying, oh, well, I could have done better. I didn't. It's happened. Put that into the past and start again in this moment. So each moment is a choice. It's not like the whole rest of my life weighs on the fact that I've blown it now, and now I can't do anything right. I won't ever lose weight. And that whole spiral of thinking that I got into with, like I'm a failure, I'm always going to be fat. Those self-perpetuating thoughts, and breaking that feedback loop by just practicing in this moment. And something I found really helpful was, instead of being on and off a diet, is, okay, I can eat anything I want to eat, but I have to eat the good, healthy food first. And quite often that would satisfy my hunger, my need for food, enough that at the end of eating a good, proper, healthy meal, I was satiated because I'm eating good food. And then I no longer need the whatever it was I wanted to get from the comfort usually, what I wanted to get from the snacky, fast, tasty, sweet thing that it was that I was allowing myself to have once I'd eaten the good food. So it's like replacing and changing that feedback loop so that I don't get stuck in that trap of spiraling downwards. And it's probably a lot of concepts that I kind of know in my head and I'm struggling to convey them to you. But that's right, we'll work together. We can do that. I can keep talking for as long as you like because my life continues to go on and I'm really enjoying doing this. I hope it's helpful. Yes, so talking about the feedback loops, and I guess it still relates with what I spoke about last time with the comfort eating. So what am I needing comfort from in this moment? And look, there's a lot of mindfulness that we can do and that we can practice. But we don't think of it in the moment. We're just in a funk. We're quite honestly, something has triggered us or something's occurred and we're emotional. We're feeling down or down on ourselves. And the first thing you think of is chocolate bars and shit food. Chocolate bars, chippies, alcohol if you're a drinker. Like that's normal. That's what our society kind of says is okay. I mean, I don't know whether you hear it now. I don't hear it as much because I don't work in an office on Fridays, but it used to be a real thing. It's like, oh, thank God it's Friday. We can drink on Fridays, like the week's over, celebrate by drinking. And yeah, so if you have a problem with alcohol and or food, then it's time to kind of let all of the rules leave the room and just indulge yourself because you've earned it. You've worked hard all week. So I wanted just to continue to be really honest, and I think that with the weight journey, there I know for me, like I'm obviously quite a loud, extroverted personality. Anyone who knows me knows this. I'm not really a quiet little shy person. And more so as I get older, I kind of really don't give a damn about what other people think of me. I'm quite okay with me. So this is her. And what I've noticed since I've lost weight is that I've gone from being attracted to clothes that are big and bright and loud and full of personality and kind of more subdued. And maybe that's age. It could be just getting older. And I feel like the obsession with myself. Now, I don't know if you guys struggle with this, but because I felt unacceptable, I felt overweight, and like I used to crack jokes with my sisters about having a fat suit on. So it's, sorry, this is just me. So I'm wearing a fat suit at the moment. It's not the real me because it didn't feel like the real me. It felt like I was trapped inside a fat suit. And this was kind of a barrier to me being real externally with the world. And that makes perfect sense because I was very hurt and I was being hurt in relationships. So I was hurting myself, and I was, they say that you can use food to make yourself bigger. So you got more presence because you're feeling like you're not being heard or listened to. I mean, there's so much psychology around weight and our trauma, our childhood trauma, our life trauma that we live through, and they're all related. But also in line with that is the busyness of our lives and the ability to get convenience food that aren't good for us. The nutrition's not there. So if you want to eat healthy, you have to put some time, effort, work and money into it. Whereas it's easy just to bring Uber Eats. It's easy just to go and grab something quick and easy from either a restaurant, and quite often it's actually cheaper. So, yeah, it's a commitment to make good, healthy meals and live with, good, healthy food available and ready to eat when you need to eat. So, with that comes a lot of planning and commitment to yourself to put that effort in. And look, I really, quite honestly, I'm terrible at it. Terrible. My flatmate Josh, he just cooks and makes beautiful food, but the commitment to himself is great, and it's his way of, self-love. Yeah. So, whereas me, my thoughts are, why mess up a perfectly clean kitchen by cooking in it? I know, strange, huh? Yes, so as I mentioned, flying all over the place here. I haven't got a straight linear thought pattern, so I am just giving you a lot of but I have got some notes, so there are some things I'm trying to cover. So I was thinking a different day this week, and a big thing that I learned was the way that I would put my future happiness on, out unreachable, or as an excuse for why I'm like this now. So, look, I know I can't do that because in my mind I'm overweight, and I'd rather do that when I'm slim. And so it's a no from me at the moment. Or, oh yeah, well, that's all right for that person, but not for me because I'm 30 kilos overweight at the moment. And not that I'd ever say that, but that's my thinking in my head. I will be happy when I am such and such kilos. So therefore I'm only a level of happiness now. This isn't the real happy Carol. Yeah, and using that as an excuse to really not get involved in your own life, not take responsibility for today, not take responsibility for my happiness, not take responsibility for doing something about being in a bad relationship, a relationship that's hurting me. Yeah, like not owning my shit, really. So how has that changed since having bariatric surgery? But like I've mentioned a couple of times, I think bariatric surgery for me was a complete reset. It's like, this is like a do-over, a complete do-over, like as if right, up until this point, you've behaved like this, you have had these thoughts, you have had this lifestyle, you've had this way of treating yourself, you've had this way of allowing other people to treat you, and now that's not acceptable anymore. You've got to do over. You can do everything differently. And I actually have. I've done a good job. And I had a noticing this week because, so this is full disclosure here, I loved Levi's jeans. That was kind of always been on the horizon of when I'm such and such weight, then I'll buy myself some Levi's. So I bought Levi's a few weeks ago. I've worn them once. And they're they're gold Levi's. They were on sale, so they weren't expensive, but they were, pricey for jeans, not $30 bloody Kmart jeans. And they are a size, like they're probably a little bit snug, because we know jeans, you don't want them to get stretched out in the backside, and you want your figure in them, and so they've got to give a little bit, but they will give more than you want them to. So I did get them the size down. Anyway, fast forward to not last night, the night before, when my nephews come to stay, and I thought I'll just chuck my Levi's on and we'll go out. I've got a muffin top. Oh, I was horrified. I was in the mirror like, oh my goodness, oh yeah, I do feel a little bit squidgy actually. When you know your body as much as I do, because you've kind of worked really hard on it and with it and things, and you can feel like these, yeah, I can wear them out, but I'm going to have to wear a baggy top because otherwise it's going to have the whole, blousing over of my excessive tie over the top. So it was like, I've put on weight. Oh, that's scary. And I just checked myself. It's like, okay, this is good. This is good because I can talk in my community about this and a real life set of examples. How am I going to deal with this? What am I going to do? And over the period of about 24 hours, I realised the one thing that I've been doing differently, although I'm on some medication that slows my heart rate down, that can be causing some metabolic issues and things like that. So, yeah, it's a little bit unknown exactly what it is. But the one thing of behaviour that I have noticed I've changed is that I've been eating an apple at night. So usually after my kind of deadline of between 5 and 6 to stop eating, I've had an apple after that. So I'm eating an apple and going to bed. Not eating, well, sometimes I actually do eat an apple in my bedroom, but it's kind of the last thing I do before I kind of wind down to go to bed. So I wonder whether just having that little bit of glucose, that fruit sugars, is actually causing me to have something in my tummy while I'm sleeping. So I'm going to look at that and spend the next maybe week and make sure the only thing I actually change is not having the apple, and see if that makes a difference. So I'll put my Levi's on in another week. Yeah, although I'm going to wear them tomorrow. But yeah, I'm going to work on it. It's a little experiment because that's a good way for me to look at this, is experiment with what works, what doesn't work, and be true to myself, be true and transparent with the people that come and spend time with me, listening and talking and thinking about these things related to weight and weight issues. It's just one girl in the world who wants to break down the shame around overeating, being overweight, even being alcoholic, and if that can just help somebody else just feel inspired or feel like thinking a different way about it, that, like it's really, really tough. It's a really tough thing to have, because with alcohol, you can cut it out of your life. Well, if that's a choice that you make, yeah, you can. You can live without it. That's what I sort of mean, is that you can live without alcohol. You don't need it to live. You've got to eat. So we have to find ways that we can nourish our bodies and also tend to our emotional selves and learn every single day. So that's what I'm here for. That's what I would like this community to become, a place of encouragement, some ideas, shared ideas in the chats of things that you find helpful. Excuse the sirens. I lived somewhere that, there's sirens regularly. I'll give them a minute. And if you want to suggest a topic, I'm more than happy to take suggestions. I'm pretty easygoing, so I'm just kind of winging it, and I hope that's all right. I'm trying to vaguely stick around a topic, but it will always be relevant to what's happening in my life and in my world and in my day-to-day, because that's my experience. That's what I've got the most knowledge about. I wanted to suggest, for those of you who want to look into the trauma side of weight issues, that there's a really good resource on YouTube. Her name is Anne. I can't remember her last name, but her channel is called the Crappy Childhood Fairy, and she's got some really, really good practical, down to earth tools for living in a world when you've experienced trauma in your life. So living day to day, accepting who you are and what you've been through, identifying those things, and making progress, making sometimes better choices, maybe putting yourself into a place of love and care to help you accept that this is you, this is what's happened to you, this is your story, and these are the ways that maybe you can think about making little changes that give you a better life and a better outlook, a better prospect, because that's what we all deserve. It's the best life we can have. We all deserve the best life we can have, and I'm here to just trigger your thinking and hopefully add to that. So go and have a wonderful weekend. I'm hoping to come back and talk to you again on Wednesday, although I am going to site for work, so that will be a bit of a busy morning. I will try. And if I don't do it on Wednesday morning, I'm going to make an even bigger effort to do it Wednesday night. Wet nights I'm not usually that good, so you might get a little bit more of an emotional carol, which might be good. Who knows? I'm not here to hide. I'm doing this, so I might as well do it, boots and all, when I feel good and when I don't. Okay, beautiful people, you have a lovely day. I'll go. Let the sirens take over. Bye.